I wanted to basically go through the program presentation very fast in a way. So I give you a glimpse of what is the program about, how is the structure, and then we'll give some time for your questions and answers or any doubts that you may have. Can you see my screen? I hope you can see it. I'm sharing it.
Yes, we can see.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much. Just wanted to confirm it because there was one session that didn't work so well. So the program, as you already know, is called Master in Architectural Design Ecology, and it has this name because it wants to focus in the expanding your capacities as architects in a very particular way, which is basically thinking the architectural practice as something in tension between technology and culture. Okay, so and that's something that has been always like this, but now it's becoming very urgent. That architects, we are basically skillful in how to transfer from the technological regime into something that has added value as a kind of a cultural or architectural project. So the way that we structure the course is basically is a master, which is called, it's an official master's degree, which is called in Spain. For those that you're not familiar, there are different types of masters in Spain. When we call a master's degree, means that basically it opens the doors towards a PhD. So it's a master that wants also to provide you the possibility to expand your skills and possibilities as a researcher. So that's something important to highlight, because it could be a door for you to go into the PhD if you are interested in. And if not, it's by itself 1 year, or expanding your capacities more like a structure of what in Anglo-Saxon countries will be called a Master of Science, which is basically a 1-year program of intense research activities that helps you to do things that you maybe didn't do while you were graduating, or after having some experience in the professional track that you want to expand your capacities. No? The project is very simple in its structure. It has basically, as a core of education, is a studio activity, but it has 2 tracks that basically frames it. One that is what we call the Advanced Architectural Technique, which is a seminar structure where you're going to be basically experimenting and expanding your capacities at the technological level. So you're going to have workshops based on coding, on fabrication, digital fabrication, but also like also other type of capacities like AI, or also even like theoretical computation kind of skills. Then on the other hand, you will have what we call architectural design ecology, which is the other side, which will be everything that fits the architectural design project, which basically is theory, history, editing, archive, urban policy, ecological know-how, urban analysis, architectural contemporary theory, and so on. No? So those will be 2 tracks that will fit on your studio. But if you see in the structured course, the load is also proportional about the role that it plays. No? You have studio courses that are basically 12 credits, and then you have 5 credits and 5 credits that are basically symmetrically feeding your design studio experience with a technological approach, or with a more theoretical, cultural kind of input, no? Your kind of critical skills. And the last leg is what we call the research seminars. That basically is where you're going to be basically projecting all this integration into your thesis. And of course, because we know that you have different kind of backgrounds, some of them are more like applied research oriented, others are much more theoretical, and so on. Your personal thesis will be personal, in the sense that you can basically frame it towards more theoretical or applied kind of thesis, master thesis. This will start from day 1, will not be at the end of the semester of the year, and will happen during the whole semester. So basically, first semester has this structure: studio, 2 seminars, and research. Second semester has exactly the same structure, but in advanced mode. And then during the summer, you will unfold or finish your thesis master, and then you will be defending it in September. So that's the kind of the structure. It's a very simple structure, but then within those 2 tracks, you will be having different workshops and mini inputs. that's one of the kind of characteristics which I think is important for you to understand about the structure of the master. No? The second is that, of course, we have like an international faculty. The master will be taught in English, and you will see that all the faculty and people involved into the master activities they're having like an international profile with different kind of like ranges of skill sets and also disciplines. No? You have people that are more related to editing and theory, others are practicing architects, others are much more like academic researchers and so on. And then the other kind of big characteristics of the program is that we're going to be like unfolding all this research into the laboratory that we understand is Barcelona, which is Barcelona metropolitan area, which is one of those cities that it has basically like a strong architectural, not only tradition, but also understanding that architecture builds the city culture in a way. So the built environment is something that relates very much on its architectural quality and architectural discourse. So at the urban design level, at the architectural level, and the public space level, Barcelona has been always a place where they've been kind of like unfolding experiments and leading discourses that they've been feeding the discipline. So we will use this kind of big urban laboratory to do all our studios, but also some of the research and visits to existing buildings with the practicing architects that they've been building that, and so on. And then that will be expanding your experiences within here in 1 year. No? Those are images of the city. For you, those that are not super familiar with it, it's a city that has a very particular geographical situation that is between like a set of mountains and the waterfront, the seafront, and that basically, and between two rivers. So that basically shapes the city into a very dense urban fabric that is an opportunity for us to speculate at many different levels with very different kind of approaches. No? The other big aspect of that will be what I was calling the design ecology, which basically we will be interacting with the kind of the cultural ecology that fits a project, that involves like existing practicing architects that are basically leading the discipline that will help us to understand better the proposals, but also going into the territory to understand better the different kind of integrations of that. And then we will expand this more cultural narrative with a highly technological speculation, basically technologically driven speculation. We will be using every available tool that we have in our hands. Basically, we have like a digital fabrication lab here, but also we will be introducing you to cutting edge technology, both at the software, but also at the theoretical level. And the program, because it's very ambitious in terms of its capacities of expanding the skills, will also rely on alliances, no, or like partnerships. We have already set up partnerships with the main leading voices and institutions from the city. So we have a partnership set up with COAC, which is the Architectural League here in Barcelona. It's in Catalonia, but Barcelona is the headquarters. And we will be using their archive and library and cultural events as a way of expanding our voice into the city. But also there will be also Moises Puente, who is the editor-in-chief of 2G, but also is the head of the archive, will be teaching you archiving and editing seminars. Then we have another partnership with CCCB, which is the Contemporary Cultural Center in Barcelona. They have like a very active program on public space, European public space. So we will be using their archive, but also their kind of like set of public events that they are programming to expand our program. And they will be also hosting a guest professor, which next year will be Blanca Pujals, that will be also expanding our discourse about the city and the public space itself. Then we have an ongoing agreement with IIT, which also allow you two things. Will be one, that you can spend one semester at IIT in Chicago, a spring semester, as an exchange program. That is one possibility. And the second possibility is also that you can have like apply for a dual degree program, which basically is once you've done the master in MADE with the exchange program, you can also expand with a few more grades and get a degree from IIT. So that's for some of you that may be interested in having a dual degree from Europe and the States could be a good option. So those are tracks that are embedded within the program that basically reflects the ambition of having an international global program that has this capacity of reflecting on both cutting edge, highly kind of like theoretical and cultural based speculation with very ground based dialogue with the main agents of the discipline, both in the city and internationally. Those are kind of images of events that we have organized already at the school with CCCB, and also like with the COAC, the Colegio Arquitecto Architectural League. So you get a sense of how we be like actors in the kind of the local scene that has a super active, and even more next year, that will be the capital of architecture, Barcelona, and we'll be hosting the UIA kind of Congress. So it will be like a full year of events that we will be part of that. These are is an image that also is in the brochure that talks about this kind of triple track that I was mentioning before. You can do the Master Made in Barcelona, which is 1 full year in Barcelona. You can do the Master Made Barcelona Mobility, which allows you to go 1 semester abroad in Chicago, or you could do the Master Made Barcelona Chicago, which will be 1.5 years and could give you like a dual degree. And the new aspect of the program that we just launched like 1 month ago, and I wanted to focus today on, is the possibility of having this kind of like a dual degree or like a coterminal degree between the Master MADE, which is a postgraduate program, but also the Master Habilitante, which is a master for Spanish degree holders that wants to basically have the full professional degree in Spain. So the way that it's set up is basically you register for MADE, which basically is this year program that I explained, which is basically 3 terms. You have the fall term, the 3 courses of like 3 tracks plus the thesis that I was mentioning before. Spring term the same. You have the summer, then you finish your thesis at MADE, and then you do 1 more term when you complement with a course on technology, which is 8 credits, and you do your PFC or your final degree, and you get the master plus the MADE degree, coterminal degree. I mean, the way that we're going to be doing that is going to be a maximum of 10 students can do this kind of coterminal track. And then in the spring semester, the students that are applying for this coterminal degree, they will have also like an integration within the program by having like a professor from the program that will be joining the tutorials in the studio. So there's a smooth transition between MADE program and the Master Habilitante final project. So the final project in the Master Habilitante is not understood as something completely different or overlap to MADE program. It's basically the expansion or the continuation of or the upgrade of the MADE speculation into something that fulfills the request from the Master Habilitante in terms of documentation, resolution, and the definition of the project at the kind of at the level of what is normally requested to Master Habilitante. So the idea behind this is that those of you interested in having 2 degrees, they don't have to do 2 degrees. They basically integrate an effort and expand a little bit the MADE track with 1 more semester, and then they have both degrees into 1. No? So at the end, instead of this, if MADE is 60 degrees, they will have to register for 90 degrees to fulfill the program. And then for those of you that are not from here, they don't know the program, I mean, the program will happen and will be held most of the time in ETSAV, which is a campus in El Vallès. It's 25 minutes subway ride commute from downtown Barcelona, Plaza Catalunya. It's like every 3 minutes you have one subway kind of train coming in. And then also we will be having some activities outside of the school when we do these activities at CCCB or COAC or other kind of like field trips that we will be doing. And this is school facilities. We have a lab that has grown exponentially the last year, still growing. We have 3D printers, laser cuts, CNC. You have a robotic arm. You have like a large concrete 3D printer as well. So we have a full equipped school that could be, you can have access to it. We have also a very active and well-sorted library. And then if you need to apply for housing because you can apply for this housing facility, which is in campus as well. It's not basically devoted for the program. It's like a university level program, so you have to apply for it, and you can live within campus. It's a housing project that is just nearby. It's Unhabitat, yeah. Unhabitat is the company that runs the housing program. You can check it online. They have different kind of housing complexes, but this one is like in front of the school, so it's convenient for those of you that don't know. Yeah, Promocio, you see in the notes, we just put the link towards the housing. All this information, you have it online on the website from the program. You go there and you see both the brochure that I show you, all the details, the housing, how to apply for the program, and also how to get admitted as well. We are now in the process of admission. So if you're interested, just submit your documentation as soon as possible. The process of admission is open until June, basically. And then we are already, for people that are basically submitting documentation, we just are running personal interviews, and then the process will be open until the beginning of summer. But if you're interested, please apply as soon as possible, because for this first year, we have a limited amount of spots for both the program MADE, but also the dual track. So I suggest you that you apply as soon as possible. And all the information is in there. Also, our contact kind of email, whatever questions you may have, you have all the contacts online. Also, you have an Instagram account, so you can follow us a little bit there. And I will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have at this moment, if you want. I mean, in terms of the dual track, maybe one thing that I want to highlight is that we're going to have this kind of like particular kind of support from professors that are coming from MArq. And also, when you shift from MADE, after finishing MADE, into the MArq program, I mean, you will have also another professor going with you until the very end of the process. So we guarantee that there is a smooth transition between the MADE project and the MArq project that you have to submit at the end. So it's not like a double effort. It's more like an expansion of what is going on from the very beginning into the level of resolution that requires Master Habilitant PFC.